And it's in that third ventricle, which is like a chamber where the two hemispheres of the brain come together, and the limbic brain is wrapped around it, right? So the pineal gland kind of sits right in the dead end in the corner there. There's fluid in the body that is inside the brain and the spinal column, wrapped in this very dense connective tissue called dura mater. And the fluid bathes the central nervous system. It creates buoyancy. It transmits nutrients and neuropeptides. It has a neuroprotective role to, if there's trauma, it can slush around in there. And it really enhances, because of its makeup, electrical charges. So it facilitates conductivity in the nervous system. And there's just a very natural mechanism in our biology that when we take a breath in, the sutures of the skull open up and the sacrum bone flexes back, and that fluid kind of drains down. When you exhale, the sacrum kind of flexes forward and the sutures of the skull close, and it kind of decreases the volume. And by pushing that sacrum bone forward slightly as you breathe and the volume closing, it propagates a wave that pushes the fluid up. So it's this very 2-step forward, 1-step back mechanism, 3 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back and forth by normal respiration. And it starts at the base of the spine, and that sacrum bone goes up all the way to the brain, and then there's 4 chambers. There's a fourth ventricle in the back of the neck, right at the brainstem. Then there's a long aqueduct, like a long tube, and then it enters the center called the third ventricle. That's where the pineal gland's sitting. And then there's these 2 horns, these 2 lateral kind of horns that are other lateral ventricles where the fluid goes there. And then it goes whoop around this head and goes back down. So we do a particular breath by using the intrinsic muscles to blow air out and then follow your breath from your perineum and to pull that life force.
Which is
the creative force.
Perineum is the space between things.
The space down there. And the same muscles used to eliminate front and back, same muscles used for intercourse. And to coordinate the movement of the muscles, instead of releasing energy out, to practice pulling that energy up with your breath, following it into your lower abdomen, locking your belly button down, continue your breath into your gut, lock your core, and if you go 1, 2, 3 like that, bring your shoulders down, lift your chest up, straighten your spine, that fluid starts to accelerate up by increasing pressure in there.
Feel it? Dude, your voice is echoing me from the retreat.